All right, my beauties, here we are looking at two-way tables. This is another way to collect and analyze data besides a graph, where it's displayed, and we use histograms. So this is just organizing it in a box, and this is when you're looking at two different things. Okay, so like example 1, we have freshmen versus sophomores, and we have their answers of yes versus no. So that's why it's called a two-way table, because we have two different pieces of information that we are looking at. So for example 1, we have a survey was given to a random group of freshmen and sophomores asking if they ride the bus to school. Given the joint frequencies, find and interpret the marginal frequencies. So the joint frequencies are these 4 boxes here. Joint because this number applies to freshmen and applies to the answer yes. So those are joint. Marginal, well, that basically means the margins. The margins are where we find the totals. So that's called the marginal frequencies, along with the grand total, and notice these two. So if I say 38 plus 32, we had 70 freshmen total. 21 plus 44, we had 65 sophomores total. 38 plus 21, we had 59 students that said yes. 32 plus 44, we had 76 students that said no. And here, if you add these two together, you get 135. If you add these two together, you also get 135. So be careful, you only add down or across, not both, because then you'll double this number instead of having 135. Okay. And then here's the interpretation of the marginal frequencies. We just look at these numbers. 59 students said yes. 76 students said no. Then we look at these numbers. 70 freshmen responded and 65 sophomores responded, and the grand total 135 students responded. Okay. All right, so now we're going to just practice taking information and putting it correctly into the table. And in this case, we're looking at, is a student signed up for foreign language? And is a student signed up for art? So you can have students signed up for both, just signed up for one of them, signed up for neither of them. So let's read through here. You conduct a survey that asks 248 students in your grade whether they take a foreign language and or art class. 175 of the students take a foreign language class, 36 of which take an art class. 22 students do not take either art or foreign language. So complete a two-way table for this data. So I just go to the beginning. We asked 248 students, so that's the grand total. Okay. 175 students take a foreign language. So foreign language, yes, the total is 175. 36 of which take an art class. So 36 take both foreign language and art. 22 students do not take either. So 22 goes in the no category. Now I can use those 4 black numbers to find the red numbers. So I know if I add these two together, they have to add up to 248. So I subtract. 248 minus 175 gives me 73. 73 minus 22 gives me 51. 175 minus 36 gives me 139. And then I can add straight down. 36 plus 51 gives me 87. 139 plus 22 gives me 117. All right, so that just practices filling in the different numbers and completing the chart. Then what we usually like to do, though, is look at what's called relative frequency, because these numbers are great for that group of 248 students. But like at our school, we have over 1,000, actually this is all the students, so we have over 2,000 students at Claremont High School. So we kind of want to take this and project it onto the 2,000 students. So we want to talk about relative frequency, which is just a percentage. And so to do this, we just divide each number by the grand total. So if I wanted to find the relative frequencies, I would divide every single one of these numbers by 248. All right, so I'm going to do that on example 3. Okay, so this asks college-bound students if they plan to go to an in-state college. Okay, and we have juniors and seniors that we asked, since, those are the ones that are really starting to look at college. So first thing I did is I just totaled. I added these two numbers, I added across, and then I found the grand total. So to find the relative frequencies, I divide every number here by 640. So 142 divided by 640 is 22%. 170 divided by 640 is 27%. 312 divided by 640 is 49%. 204 divided by 640 is 32%. 124 divided by 640 is 19%. 328 divided by 640 is 51%. 346 divided by 640 is 54%. 294 divided by 640 is 46%. And the grand total, well, 640 divided by itself is the number 1, which is 100% of, and that's not 100% of all students. That's 100% of the sample, but then we're kind of implying that that would hopefully apply to everybody as well. All right, and that finishes up how to read a two-way table, and that also finishes up our notes for the unit on statistics.